you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
Fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
This is what kicking the out of fascism looks like.
Donald Trump is a fascist.
Trump is a fascist dictator.
As a fascist dictator.
Fascist chaos.
Fascist regime.
Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes.
So how did America confront fascism in World War II? We went to war. And today, Democrat senators have declared war again.
We're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Whatever's necessary to save the country? That's a call to arms. The left is losing the battle of ideas. Violence is a last resort. They're trying to silence us, so they can't lose the argument. They tried to cancel us, censure us, and at the extreme level, they've tried to kill us. They killed Charlie. Shot Trump, shot Scalise. They almost shot Kavanaugh, assassinated a healthcare CEO, cracked Rand Paul's ribs, and firebombed Teslas, and are attacking ICE facilities. And now they're trying to wash the blood off their hands.
Me disagreeing with you, me calling you, I want to be Hitler, all those things are like not necessarily saying go out and hurt somebody.
They called Trump Hitler, and then Ryan Ruth says Trump's Hitler and tries to shoot him. They don't see a connection? They call Charlie fascist, and then someone shoots Charlie with an anti-fascist bullet? They know exactly what they're doing. They're giving the crazy wing of their party permission to take a shot. They're brainwashing an online army. The message is, these men are dangerous fascists. Be a hero. Take them out. They can't win at the ballot box, so they're using bullets. Charlie said it just a few months ago. Assassination culture is spreading on the left. 55% of liberals say it would be at least somewhat justified to kill Trump. Colbert's audience was just cheering about Trump dying. Tim Walz said he was secretly hoping that he woke up to the news of the president's passing. They're on a war footing. Charlie was killed in cold blood, and a sick faction of the left are reveling in it.
Do you support his death?
I do.
You support his death?
Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
Do you support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi. You support his shooter?
Yep, sure do. It's freedom.
You support Charlie Kirk's shooter?
Sure do. He does all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
We need to politically destroy that culture. That whole movement should be crushed the way Charlie would want it to be, on election day, in the marketplace, in the media, at universities, wherever it shows its ugly face. This anti-fascist political strain must be defeated. The militaristic mindset eradicated, and anyone profiting off of any of that in the public square should be expelled from polite society. You cannot accuse someone of hate speech to justify murder. Hate speech is just speech that liberals disagree with. America should be like the Five and agree to disagree. Violent attacks on free speech are attacks on the founding of America. And this vile movement is treasonous. Celebrating political assassinations should get you ostracized. Dowd was fired from MSNBC for saying Charlie deserved to die. And so were dozens of Americans just in the last 48 hours who worked at schools and in government, even in the NFL. This isn't cancel culture. This is society healing and getting rid of a cancer. And we love every American and forgive people who've lost their way. But we're not going to give them any quarter, not an inch. Charlie died for the First Amendment. He died on the battlefield of ideas, just like the colonists in the Revolutionary War. And if we don't defend free speech, America's defenseless and dies. This country needs a spiritual awakening. We need to go outside, hug each other, touch each other, talk to one another, and find our faith like Charlie did, get married, have families, and live honest and decent lives with purpose. This spiritual reawakening will be a turning point. Charlie was the turning point. You can feel it. You can see it happening. Prove me wrong. host of Timcast, Tim Pool, joins me now. Tell us what you know about this shooter.
Well, I know much of what you have reported, what everyone's reporting, the stat he was a leftist. Someone has posted a video claiming to have gone to school with him, and they called him your typical Redditor. And anybody who's familiar with the social platform Reddit knows it is dominated by liberal left ideology. I woke up to posts on Instagram from people that I thought were my friends that I have known for years. And mind you, they're liberal, but I always considered them to be moderate liberals, not particularly active. And they're posting messages saying Charlie deserved it. He got the world he wanted. And they know who I am, and they know that he was my friend. And I don't understand how these relationships can be repaired. Even friends of mine who are not political, who are, telling me I'm sorry, this happened, are they're saying on their Facebooks, there are people posting celebrating this that they didn't even realize were political. And I don't know how we recover from that.
So how did that culture begin? You're familiar with the internet, you're familiar with Antifa, you understand the militancy that you see and you encounter when you go into these precincts. This kid, raised with good parents, it seems like, lives a normal life in Utah. How did he snap like that?
It's really hard to know, but I've talked about it quite a bit in my research. I'll try and keep it as succinct as I can. The algorithms of social media starting in the late 2000s, in LexisNexis data, you can see the words like racism, white supremacy, fascism skyrocket in their usage in mainstream newspapers and online publications. This was likely due to the big tech platforms prioritizing algorithmic feeds. That is, they were going to show you content that got more engagement. And to the average person, a story of injustice and racism generated anger. Anger is the most likely to generate some content to be shared. It's the most likely to make someone share content. And so what we instantly saw were websites that were posting articles, say, about politics, realize if they write about police brutality, racism, or some kind of social injustice, they will get substantially more clicks, shares, and in turn, money. Now, what do you think happens to a young man who is 13 years old on Facebook or on one of these other platforms, and the algorithm is showing them nothing but social injustice, leftist ideology, and they may be normal, they may be in a Christian conservative family, but every day they open their apps, whatever platform they be using, they see nothing over and over again. Racism, white supremacy, racism, over and over. And they see these messages from Democrats saying, we can't tolerate this, we can't let them win. Eventually, their whole world, they live in a paranoid delusional state where they would accuse Charlie of being racist, of advocating for slavery, exemplified, in fact, by Stephen King posting that Charlie Kirk had advocated the stoning of gays, which he never did, and Stephen King was forced to apologize for. These ideas that they spread through lies and fake news are crazy.
You know why? Because the guy lives alone in a cabin in the woods in Maine and just stares at a screen all day. I mean, he's like the perfect example of someone getting spun up by these demonic forces online. That's very interesting analysis. Thank you so much. This is even a more challenging issue than I even understood. We appreciate it, Tim.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.